I have the pleasure of standing here with Coach Reg Scott of the Colgan Sharks. Coach, you came into this position and, well, you guys just said you made a change. What was that change you made that was missing from Colgan?
Well, the biggest thing that I saw was really we gotta really embrace the concept of student athlete.
Yes.
Okay, student athlete, but also multi-sport athlete. And that was one of the things that I took pride in.
That's a good point.
Walking up and down the school, just trying to recruit all the athletes that I could find. We got a couple now, with baseball guys, some lacrosse guys, a couple guys playing basketball here. So that was the biggest thing. But also too, we call it the shark mentality, right? Yeah. And every single day we talk about just being the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? And that's being a better son, a better student, a better brother, a better steward, serving your community, and obviously being a better football player. So I think that's really served us well this past offseason.
This past offseason, correct. Mm-hmm. So going into this, and just like the guys are saying today, I asked what's going on with the blue and white scrimmage, and you're kind of looking for who's going to play what role. Is that what we're looking for today?
All roles are open. Now, obviously, they talked to Tyler earlier, but I tell him all his roles open too.
That's right. Absolutely.
And we came out with our depth chart, and we kind of mixed some things up. We kind of had some guys that thought they was going to be starters, put them in that second group, really to see how are they going to respond to it. Are you going to respond to just a piece of paper, or are you going to go play ball? And he's one of them. He's done just that. He's had a good camp thus far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And talking about positions, I talked to your young quarterback. Yeah. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he's good. I think he has it. He's had a body transformation this year. Again, he sees Barry Thompson, with quarterback training. He also sees, strength and agility. Kevin Johnson, Coach KJ, as they call him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's done a lot, and this past 77 season, in the spring, he really showed out.
Right.
He really showed that he can really get the ball to his athletes. So
he earned that.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward. Now that's got to translate, to these preseason games that we got coming up. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see his development.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about your line a little bit and what you're looking forward to. Do you have what you need? You putting it together? Yeah. How are they looking?
Yeah. So anybody asks me that, I always say, we're always going to have one of the smaller lines. Right now we're going to have one of the smaller lines in the area, but that's okay. Right. Our guys, we started our off-season weight training program December 1st, and it was in there. We had 7 linemen go to C4 this past year with Charlie Chandler and Austin Brown over there in Knoxville, and they've done a good job. Peter Lozes, he's had a complete transformation both physically and mentally. You talk to Cam Davis, Brazil starting left tackle this year. He's another one. He's balled in. So they've done a good job. They're working together. That's the biggest thing. So
one of the biggest things you just mentioned is the training in the off season. Mm-hmm. Are these guys spread out amongst different trainers in the area, and they're working? And when they come back here, do you see that they're ready, or you kind of pick up where they left off with the trainers?
Some of them are. Some of those guys are. But at the end of the day, we preach. The game is played here on this field together. It's good to go see, all those other trainers, but don't miss my days.
Right.
So, and they haven't done that. So I think we average about 50-something people in the weight room because guys go on vacation and stuff like that.
Right.
But the off-season participation in that weight room has been tremendous this year.
Talking about your schedule last year and your record last year, what are you looking forward to in a change for this season?
Well, we was 3-7. We had a huge hiccup versus Freedom, and our guys know that, and we talked about that.
Right.
But we take that 3-7 and you match it up against the last 2 seasons that was 0-17.
Absolutely.
That 3-7 could have easily been 6-4. They got in a couple tight games versus Woodbridge last year. They lost in overtime versus Garfield. And me personally, when I look back at those moments. Our guys, they haven't really been in those situations before.
Right.
I think this group coming out, they find themselves in that type of position again where they can win a tight ball, be in a tight ball game. I think they're in a position to where they can come through.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you're doing with Colgan in your second season, and we will absolutely be watching. I like the support here I see today just for the scrimmage. So I can only imagine the parents coming out for this season. So we'll be watching these Colgan Sharks in the 23-24 football season.